Yo, what is going on, homies? It's your boy Stumped back for the OPTC video, and in today's video, Law and Kid, the next, what we assume to be Super Sugo Fest exclusive, is coming for part 2 of the Gear 5 celebration, and I think a lot of people predicted this unit coming. A lot of people saw this unit on the horizon, just given the parallels of something like Bounty Rush, as well as like how Gear 5 celebration actually falls. This particular unit was definitely around the corner no matter what, but just how are they going to go about doing it? That is the question. But we are going to take a look at the special animation. We're going to take a look at all the good stuff here. So let's run this. Alongside this unit comes a Big Mom, as well as a Beppo rare recruit and a Killer rare recruit. Today we're just going to touch on Law and Kid, because that's probably the most exciting. Oh my days, that is a beautiful special animation. Holy... This episode of the anime went so hard. We're also getting an Olin. We'll touch on that in her video, but let's take a look at the character information. If you enjoyed the video, belt like button, hit the subscribe button, do all that good stuff for me. Let me know your thoughts and opinions of Law and Kid in the comment section below. With that said, let's take a look at the unit. Alright, here we go. Law and Kid overthrowing an Emperor. They are a Psy and a Int unit, free spirit driven. Nice. They are a dual unit with an EX Super and a Super Tandem. Holy Jesus. Okay, they also have the launch, the special as a double character. Critical hit, pinch healing, great limit breaks. Free Spirit Driven is such an underrated combination and one we don't see a lot of. So this is actually going to be very interesting. So, the special. Launching the special as a double character will have a stronger effect. Sets all enemies' defense to 0 for 1 turn, ignoring immunity to defense down and all status effects, or immunity excluding soda status. So, literally sets the defense to 0 no matter what. Special damage ignores defense, defensive effects, and normal attacks only for 1 turn. Yo. That's ridiculous. Except percent damage. So, except for... Is that except for... What's it called? Except for Rainbow Shield. It does say defensive effects here, so I'm assuming that means barriers and thresholds. Except percent damage. Yo, this is crazy. If you use a 30% HP cut, it now goes through normal attacks only with this unit. That is disgusting. Like, that is actually nuts. Holy. Deals 500 times the character's attack in type damage to all enemies. Changes crew slots, including block, to tandem. And then boosts Psy and Int character's attack by 3.25 for 2 turns. Boosts Psy and Int character's super type effects for 2 turns. Wait, super type effects for 2 turns. And boost damage dealt to effective types by 3 times for 2 times. Oh, whoa, yo, this is a new buff. Hold up. Super type effects for 2 turns. For 3 times, which is normally 2.5 when effective. So if you use a super type, normally you get 2.5 times effective. Now it turns the super type into a 3 times effectiveness. Holy shit, this unit is crazy. Yo, this unit is nuts. 3.25 attack for 2 turns. Remember, this is in their dual form as well. Like, you have to be in their dual form. But if you take a look at Luffy and Yamato and how much I ramble on about that unit, this unit is crazy. Like, actually crazy. The thing that is going to make or break this character is only if, you can get into their dual form easily. But I guess we'll have to wait and see with that. But their special is really good. Allowing you to ignore defensive effects like normal attacks only with specials. Ignoring immunity to defense down or immunity. So that sets defense to 0 no matter what. So it's just a better version of Robin. Normal attacks only deal 1 damage effect, except for percent damage for 1 turn. Special damage ignores defense, defensive effects, and normal attacks. Yeah, so that's actually just so disgustingly strong. Like, that's... Like, if you bring Ahmed into play now, like, you are just cooking. 50% HP cut no matter what. Yo. Boost Crew's HP by 1.3 times, attack by 5 times. Boost Sign in character's attack by 5.5, approximately 5.75 after landing 3 perfects in a row. Approximately 6 times after 5 perfects. I don't like that. Honestly, I don't like the hitting perfect thing. Being at 5.5 is still good though, so like it's not terrible. Remember, this is the dual form captain as well. Makes Psy, Int, and Tandem mobs have matching slot effects and reduces the character's super switch every time a Psy or Int character uses a special. There it is, right there. Every time a Psy or an Int character uses a special, they get a super swap cooldown, which is very, very crucial for what they are trying to do. Remember, they're super EX as well, So it'd be interesting to see if they can use their Super EX as a Sailor. As crewmates, they make Cyan Int Orbs, Cyan Ints tandem slots have matching slot effects, and they boost the base stats by 1.25. Unfortunately, you guys can't see that. It's just off the screen there. I will fix that once we get to some important information. As we go back down here, the switch effect completely removes Special Bind and boosts the chain multiplier by 1.25 for 1 turn. Okay, that's good, but this is better. Holy shit. Completely removes character Special Bind, which is kind of whatever because, like, he doesn't remove Special Bind himself, but it does mean that you can use his special no matter what. And then boost the chain multiplier by 1.4 times for 1 turn. This is really good. And then becomes Law and Kid for 3 turns. That's really strong. But just looking at what the special does, like this special, I was kind of hoping the Switch did a little bit more. Mainly because, like, as a special, they're only setting defense to 0. They don't give a conditional, but they allow you to go through defensive effects and normal attacks only. But then they also have this ability where you can turn a super type into a 3 times for 2 turns, which is just a massive buff and something no one else in the game can do. So that's really, really good. They do have a super tandem though, and that requires, at the final battle, when any 2 of the following characters on the crew, double characters only counts 1. Luffy, Killer, Beppo, any of the Straw Hats, Yamato, X-Drake, Marco, and the crew must include one of the following being Luffy, Killer, or Beppo. Makes sense, right? So they want you to use, like, Gear 5 with this unit, like, 100%. Plus, we're getting a new Beppo, we're getting a new Killer, so yeah, it definitely all makes sense. The effect at level 5 will apply a tandem attack boost at 2.75. Excuse me. For Cyan Int characters for 1 turn, and makes Cyan Int's tandem slots have matching slot effects. Okay. 2.75 is really big. It's really, really big. To put in perspective, Nami's is 2.25. Zoro's is 2.5, and then they increase the conditionals. So just being a flat 2.75 isn't as good as what Nami and Zoro can do. And most of the time, like, you don't need Psi into tandem slots matching slot effects, because, like, you're going to have matching slots no matter what. As for the Super EX, when the character becomes Law and Kid with the Super Swapped effect, and any 2 of the following characters are on the crew. Let me just quickly fix the screen. So when you use the Super Switch to become Law and Kid, and any 2 of the following characters are on the crew, you can activate this Super Swap. Except as support, double character counts 1 and can be launched when the character... So this character can use his Super EX as a crewmate. It says it right there. That is the confirmation we need. Can be launched when character is a crewmate. Very, very important. Luffy, Zoro, X-Drake, Beppo, Jean Bart, Sachi, Penguin, Killer, Heat, Wire. So it doesn't have all the Straw Hats, but it does have Zoro. And then X-Drake's there too, which is interesting. The EX Super will deal 200 times character attack in type damage to all enemy, adds 0.25 to the crew's multiplicative chain boost. Changes character's slot to tandem, and then makes Psi characters Super Psi and Int characters into Super Int. So the Super EX doesn't do anything with classes. It just gives you a double super type, which is super interesting. Like, really, really interesting. Yeah, very interesting ability. Very, very interesting. I don't think this is crazy. Like, I don't think it's nuts. But what I do think is nuts, the fact is you can use it as a sub. That's what makes it nuts. And remember, in stuff like Kazuna, you're going to get the Super Swap charge. And then you can actually just have this 0.25 on top of their 1.4, which is kind of nuts. Plus, it's just another special. Like, it's just another special as a sailor. That's the big thing. As a sailor. So, as a character, like, this unit is really, really cool. It doesn't say how many switches you need for the Super Switch, which is kind of annoying. Actually, can we see it here? I don't think you can see it here. It's all going to really depend on how many switches this needs. That's what it's really going to take, as well as the fact if they have this in their special, in their captain ability all the time. That is what's really going to make or break the unit. But they ideally want to use him as a sailor underneath Gear 5, I'm assuming, so we just sort of want to rock off that information. One of the craziest things about Gear 5, though, was his Rumble Kit and his Grand Party abilities. So, let's take a look at what his special does. On a 35-second cooldown, and some pretty nice stats there. Free Spirit and Driven. Remember, this unit is not going to be typed. They're not going to have a type. So, kind of hinders using them on, like, the side team with, like, Gear 5. But their special is going to target driven powerhouse class enemies for defense down level 5, 50% chance to paralyze, and targets 3 high HP enemies for attack of 3.7. That's a really big, that's a lot of damage, like a lot of damage, but it doesn't go through defensive abilities. They do set defense to 0, but it's only for driven powerhouse. And this unit kind of now has to compete with Wano Law, which is annoying because we already have Law in the name of both. The Rumble abilities are for Free Spirit and Driven by the look of it. And at level 5, you get attack level 6, HP level 6, speed level 6, Driven Powerhouse, get attack down level 5, defense down level 5. Yeah, so they're all about nerfing Driven, which is interesting because they're Driven themselves, which is kind of odd. As for their Grand Party, you need to just use any 5 specials and you get their Burst. Their Burst does 1 enemy with high HP, ignoring defense for 1.5 times the leader base attack, and it targets all enemies for leader base. That's a lot of damage. Like, that is a lot of damage and very easy to get. Very, very easy to get. It's going to depend on what this looks like to see if they're very usable, though. Otherwise, it's not really going to matter. Int-type teammates attack, speed, crit, percent up level 6, free spirit driven teammates HP up level 4, defense, CT speed up level 3. They're okay. There's not a lot of int free spirit characters, but there are a lot of int driven characters. So having this unit on the int driven team could see some like serious play when you're versing other driven powerhouse teams. But look, I'm just not exactly sure how powerful this unit is actually going to be in PvP. They don't stand out like crazy, but they definitely could be a sleeper. Wait, so this is actually their GP leader skill, so that changes things a little bit. Int is nuts. Like, Int is perfect in Grand Party, especially when they're boosted. And then Free Spirit and Driven, like, this is actually crazy. I read this as, like, the actual leader, not as the GP leader. Yeah, this is actually very, very good. Like, a very, very powerful ability. Because you run a Free Spirit team, you run a Driven, like, quick team, and then you run an Int team, and you are cooking. Like, you are cooking. Holy. All in all, Kid Law look really, really good. They look very, very powerful, and they look like a lot of fun. They do bring a lot of damage to the team because of their ability to increase super types. Plus, we have the first character that can use EX Special as a Sailor. But let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. While you're down there, belt like button, hit the subscribe button, do all that good stuff. Most importantly, whether you guys are in this beautiful world, please remember to enjoy the rest of your day. As always, homies, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one.